Peace, peace, peace. What up? Hopefully, the Most High House is blessing y'all day. I'm about to get into this real quick. By His mercies, we are consumed. Yeah, I just want to get into this real quick, man. It's actually the precept. This was actually the verse of the day on the KJV website, King James 1611 website. It is too, and it's like it's kind of like honestly, even though like personally, what I'm going through now, this is like really not that much, but those little things a little rough right now, a little hard. But if affliction is for our betterment, though, like it is, honestly, man, because honestly, but it is too, because it's like it's kind of like not getting what you, because not supposed to get what you want all the time. That's really not, man, because it is too, which I'm about to get later, man, because it's just not really conducive to you to get what you want, because it could be for your own destruction as well, man. Because sometimes I had to remind myself, the Most High Yahshua's will has to be done, man. Because certain things I like, um, you know, too, of course, if that's where the glory comes in, me growing up. I mean, not me getting I always say getting rejected, a lot of things that nature. Like, of course, I think I told y'all this. I grew up not only kind of that, having that middle child things of that nature, growing up with girls, then even my younger 20s, years ago, even to now, women, just no, yeah, even now, saying no things, but I'm so accustomed to it, but it's fine. Even certain getting rejected by certain jobs in the past, or it's coming up, kind of being like that, being told no, not getting what you want. Because only I did get a lot of things that I won things in nature, but it's glory and rejection, pretty much. It's just there's glory in that, um, so that's just what it is, man. But it's kind of the same thing with this walk, man, and with the Lord, man. When it comes to word, it's for our better, man. Affliction, man. That's where how else that? Let's get this over GP Acts 14:22, man. And then I'm gonna go to the verse of the day, okay, on the King James 14, and 22. On the King James Test of the 1420, King James 1611 website, man, because it's set out this morning, so I thought about this thing this morning. Acts chapter 14 and 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them daily to continue in the faith. Think about that. That this lines up with Hebrews when it says exhort daily. So I never even thought about that till I just read that now. But let me read this again, because shout out to the guy too that just commented on the Little Freddy versus Jason video. I know, man, I'm very loquacious, man. I had to look at that word because I heard the word before, but I had to look it up again. I heard, but it can be talkative too much, kind of long winded. I kind of try to work on that, because a lot of times it's like a lot of things just flowing on my mind with the Most High House I puts, for me to say, or just my inner thoughts just come out, but that's my that's really my curse. But sometimes it can be a gift, but most of the time throughout my life, it just it's kind of okay. That's where that Sirach comes saying, listen, it says, listen, let the word, don't let the word burst with you. The words, it's like arrow, when somebody tells you your innermost thoughts, you don't have to say everything. Certain things just take to the grave, but I'm doing it right now. Let's go back to the point. Confirming Acts chapter 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and know that much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh, man. So yeah, man, that's how it is, man. The inner kingdom, because they reach a higher version of yourself, things that nature, being refined, being tried constantly, being a high level version of yourself, and also the physical kingdom, man. So that's what it is. Much tribulation that's gonna come. But let me get this too, man, because you're gonna want this, man, because the righteous is gonna we want to be righteous, right? We're righteous, right? So I had to remember this, man. So that Hebrews 4 and 12 was scripture the other day, and that's his words cut is a two-edged sword, cuts it's not only coming this way, it's coming this way as well. But let's get this Psalm chapter 34 and 19 real quick, man, because it's for our betterment, man. Psalm chapter 34 and 19. It says, many afflictions are the righteous, but the Lord deliver out him out of them all. So yeah, it says many afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. So exactly. So yeah, man. So many afflictions. So you're gonna go through the trials to enter into that. Reach a better version. So like the grow, like getting rid of old ways, like killing off the old man, like going reach the kingdom within, like Yahushua said in Luke, like you're going to get that, like because much tribulation comes, it can much you're going to reach high level version. So, but also to the physical kingdom, man. So, that's just is what it is too. But this says, but many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord will deliver them out of all. And this goes into that Proverbs 24, the just man. This is another scripture, just another precept that can go with that, man, because this is kind of what Job says in seven troubles, the Most High in Yahushua will deliver a righteous man. Now, actually, that troubles is Yahushua too, being delivered, because that's not the Proverbs 24 and that's not going to when it says just man. Of course, I touched on it, of course, but I understand why people say it, because listen, it was taught to me that way when I first came in the word. I understood it like that. But shout out to brother Send Me Your Firstborn for bringing it out. But there's many scriptures that go into Wisdom of Solomon 6. He says, listen, my son, I'm writing this wisdom so you won't fall, or Jude, when Jude says it will keep you from falling, or many other places, man. So that's not because if just like Habakkuk 2 and 4, live by the faith. A faithful man isn't going to just constantly keep sinning, then he's not faithful. He's not going to constantly do things that it's more of the second Ezra 16 is more applicable to that. Don't let your sins weigh you down. That's what I think is really more applicable to that than the just man falleth and 7 times. Because I was listening to one of my favorite gospel songs, been Donnie McClurkin, man. He mentioned that, and I was kind of laughing. I was like, nah, but I can't laugh too much, because I can't look at too much. Because listen, that's the understanding. That's just how it started. That's how one could read it. I could understand how they can come to that conclusion as well. But if you really logically think about it, no, that's not really what that's being because most faithful man just live by faith, and the faithful man should Wisdom Santos in 19 says faithful man shall be merciful, just man shall be merciful, and or just man, if just live by faith, things of that nature. A faithful man isn't going to be constantly falling, not constantly transgressing, commit sin, iniquity, and transgression. He's constantly not going to keep being evil as hell. That's just not the case. Of course, it's too shout out to brother Send Me First One too, because honestly, this is the point. Because because people talk about David, people talk about Moses, people talk about this person, that person, people that have genealogies on heaven and even the earth, even written in this book, but pretty much the Most High, just because it says you're perfect, that really means integrity. You still keep your integrity, that doesn't mean because you're perfect. Because yes, we can be perfect, because this and then because that's what Yahushua says. Of course, that's all in the law. It of course you can be perfect, but of course you can be flawed, but with that perfection, that pretty much what the Most High Yahushua is saying is keep your integrity, man, your character, your inner man. That's all. Of course, they had to slip ups, they had their flaws, and that doesn't mean that you can't be a flawed person, but it's keep your integrity. That's just it, man. So that's not giving you a license to be evil as hell. No, that's just what it is. So that's what the child of brother Send Me Firstborn said. He said, listen, replace that with integrity, man. So it's gonna make a lot more sense. That burden is gonna get way heavy, gonna get loaded off your shoulders pretty much, man. But that weight is gonna be off your shoulders, but not giving you right to be evil as hell, being evil as hell. That's true. That's going for me, not giving me a right to be evil and wicked as hell. No, but it's okay, as long as you keep your integrity, man. Because I said, man, certain days I do things go off, I still got to think with not more in person, or too in person, but women, I was talking about this another day, with certain looking at women things, and it's not that I'm doing this and that, just kind of lessening in the odds things. I still got things to work on with that. I still got to kill that off, things. It's some other stuff too. I gotta get better at too. But that's just is what it is too, man. But yeah, let me get back to this. Shoot, actually, and I said this too, a lot of times, and not to Because let me say this too as a side note, because like you might need to do this, man. Because I got like 50 something things, like shoot, that's even, or Lord knows really what He even knows that's more that I need to work on. Because like about like last year or something, or even I still got to add on to the list, because like I think shout out to brother Uzziah from True Spirit of Christ. He said this. He said, "Listen, man, write like let's sit down, write some lists like a list about some of your like some of your flaws, man. Put some scriptures next to them, or even that might not work for you. Just go sit down, write some of your flaws. So honestly, if you're in the word, out the word, because if you're not in the word, you're probably not gonna write Bible verses, but it could help you. Well, honestly, because like shout out to Maserati and Judah Mack and Maserati, the other brothers there on trap with us, because he said, listen, why not follow this? This word, just a good advice. Even hey, if one doesn't believe, this is good advice. But yeah, man. So just do that. Write your flaws down, and let's how you can grow from it. Grow, getting rid of old ways. That's another thing too. I actually got to revisit my list, but no, I got 50 some on list. So I got a lot of things to work on. Even but that's where that Sirach comes in. A fearful man is a faithful man is fearful in everything. Wise man is fearful in everything, man. So that's just is what it is with that. But many afflictions, but yeah, man. Let me just get into this, man, because many afflictions are of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them out of but the Lord delivered him out of them all. So exactly, man. So hey, exactly. So that was just verse of the day. But yeah, man, because not getting your way is a great thing, man. Because because it's the will of the Most High in your house, man. That 1 John 2:17, that lasts forever. Why not do the day will, man? Because and this how to one. Because shout out to brother sent me firstborn, because he even said this, one, you kind of need to be mindful. Listen, one, because it is too. You got, cause that's where Paul said, that's what it says, had God and Sirach and Paul, about self-examination, things of that nature, because and also too, that's what that's so quick is important, even in this aspect. One, if you're getting everything you want, you're getting everything you want, things are going well for you, but you're not being obedient. That's when you got to realize, okay, wait, you kind of in trouble there, because listen, it's the Most High. Y'all should even deal with me, is he how they face from me, because that is they not dealing with me like that, because that's another thing too. They're not dealing with me anymore, or things of that nature, or they going to be going, or two, you could be just going through affliction, things that, or you could begin, or it's another thing too, because or you could begin at no, let's get this Matthew real quick, or you could begin in things that you want, things are going well for you, but still you're doing there. It's more like your house, most time your house has, but bless you on the back end. All right, since you're doing this, all right, I'm just gonna hit you on this back end, follow my will. That's why your house. I said this in Matthew, but also too, you're not just doing it just for that fact. Because remember Isaiah 51 or in 52 or something like that, when he says the Lord is a war, the Lord shall be your war. Not only in the kingdom, things of that nature, but on this side too. That's what your house said. What Mark chapter 10 verse 30. How many sort of blessings you could receive on this side. Even here, even in captivity, even so-called captivity, not so-called. Even in captivity, because or even in the world to come, on this side in the world to come, man, because this is a blessing in itself, man. But yeah, man. So that's is what it is. But also too, sometimes this in the word and outside the word in life, life's gonna happen, trials and tribulation. That's what Ecclesiastes goes into, man. That's gonna come, man. This in the word and out the word, man. I remember from a brother from GMS said this. He said, "Listen, life is hard enough, so why not have the Most High your house out on your side?" And that's a fact, man. It was some while ago when I saw that saying it, but that's a fact though, man. But yeah, man, that's just this is what it is, man. But it's like Matthew 6:34. Because if you do that, man, the Most High outside they might that's why I would say always say, listen, if it's of the Lord's will that happens, man. Because listen, certain things happen. It wasn't all of the Lord's will. And also too, a lot of times to do is that self-examination need to come up. Because a lot of times we, I can say that, me personally I can say it, but a lot of times too, I just made a bad decision. I can't even with some more use, just saying we can lie to ourselves, I can lie to myself, or we can lie to ourselves, saying, oh, that just wasn't the Most High house child's will, that wasn't their will. But honestly, it's you kind of just did something stupid. Honestly, it's okay, you can't even put that this is that wasn't a wise decision, man. But that's just that has happened to me. So, so. But yeah, man, it's like, you're doing his things, like, and he's gonna hit you off on the back and like, all right, since you're doing this and this and this, like, okay, I'm kind of like a Solomon per se, man. Like, it's like, he just had what Solomon actually pleased him so much. He's like, you know what, I'm just gonna double you with that. I remember DMX said that in an interview, man. He said, listen, because Solomon's, listen, you ain't asked life for a long life. Life for your enemies, the riches, things that nature. You actually listen for wisdom, my spirit, so you can judge my people, so you can be a righteous, righteous as as your father, like, what? I'm just gonna give you more of that, man, since you asked me that, because it pleased him so much. So yeah, man. So that's just what it is too. But let's get that Matthew 6 and verse 34. It says, take I'm sorry, it's Matthew 6 and 33. Here's the point. It says, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So yeah, man. That's just is what it is too, man. So sometimes he's gonna hit you off the back end, because you know what, I thought about this instantly too when I saw that scripture. I mean, it's I thought about this whole process, the whole thing I'm laying out too. Like, when you're not getting your way, or not getting your way, or like doing your own doing the will of the Most High house, man. Because I remember instantly thought, like, with the Most High, with Method Man, he was on the Math Hoffa podcast, man, and this because the Most High house, they work in a similar way in this aspect, because the Method Man said, listen, like, he said, listen, man, he's talking about he's talking about, like, his time in the game, in the rap game. He said, listen, man, listen, when the labels give you the single that you want, they done with you. They done with you. Like, you got to, like, and that's going to time something I'm bringing out in Ezekiel, man. But, then once they give you what you want, things of that nature, they about done with you. Like, yeah, this, like, yeah, we gonna give you what you want, but the single that you want, but yeah, it's just like, we kind of done with that, because it's like, because a lot of times, think about, like, most of all-time greatest MCs that ever do it, or greatest rappers that ever do it, like, most of the songs, like, most of the songs and albums they didn't even like. Some of them they don't. You'd be surprised, like, the audience, like, the consumer, the audience, they love it. Like, they classics to them, classic albums and songs, and or mixtapes or album cuts or whatever to them. But to certain artists, like, even in music, they say, listen, I really don't like that. Or certain actors have that with certain movies. Like, listen, I don't even like that. Or certain creators, they had that. Listen, I really don't like that one. People love it, but I heard Chris Tucker didn't like the Smokey character, and that's his kind of immortal role. Like, that's just like the one he's like known for. Like, I think he was funny more. Me personally, I think he was funnier more in Monday Talks in Friday, but even though he's hilarious in Friday, but that's just me. But I think, like, like Biggie, he didn't want to do Juicy at first. Like, it's played out in the Notorious the movie. He didn't want to do Juicy at first. He's like, man, like, so you trying to make me into Hammer now? Yeah, him and Diddy had kind of like got back and forth with that. He said, listen, man, I don't want to do that, but it ended up being one of his biggest songs, like, because he wanted. I even heard, like, listen, those that follow rap, like, rap game, like, or like rap connoisseurs, he wanted his album to sound like, Illmatic. He wanted his album sound like a Redman album, like There's a Dark Side. He wanted it to sound like that more than, but it still came out one of the greatest albums ever made, just in music. But DMX, he didn't like what he said. I was watching an interview a few days ago. He said, listen, no, it was ABC. I didn't like Rough Riders anthem. That's probably one of probably his big yeah, because how much they play, either that or Party Up. I gotta think about it. But that's probably one of his biggest songs, top two biggest songs. Not his best, me personally, but, like, I love the song, but it's not one of his best songs that's compared to his other stuff, in his catalog. But yeah, he said, listen, it was kind of ABC. I didn't like it, things of that nature, but but he did it though. He said, all right, I'll do it. But it ended up being both of those things ended up being one of the biggest songs they ever made. So it's like, and they listened to, like, to the people to people around them, the creative minds around them, man. So it's the same thing, like, but it's the same thing, like, with like Method Man said, listen, like, so labels, like, they're done with you. But then he said, listen, they done with you once they they give you the single that you want, or things that nature. Yeah, they kind of done with you, man. But let's get this in Ezekiel, like, let's get this in Ezekiel 33 real quick, going to that point, man, because, like, most of the time, it's the same thing too, man. It's like, I honestly thought of this, like, honestly thought of this too. Ezekiel 33 and verse 32. It says, and lo, thou art them that has a very lovely song, and one of them that hath a pleasant voice, and can play the well of on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they that do not do them. So yeah, man, we want to listen to exactly, man, like the Most High House song. Like, let's get this. I'm about to get this in Deuteronomy 31 real quick. The Most High House song, like, we don't want that song. We want our single. We want our make our song. We want to do our will. We want that song. But in Most High House, listen, I know it, you can have that kind of similar Method Man said. You can have that saying you can have that song. Make your own song. Cool. You're not gonna listen to my song, like like Revelation 15:3, like then hey, I'm gonna give you those. But no, I'm not messing with you no more. I know I'm not dealing with you no more. Same thing, man. But this all goes into the affliction, the righteous, how affliction is a good thing, man. Like not getting what you want. So it's a glory in that, man. So I had to still remember that, man. Honestly, like seriously, soak this in, like because I had to went through this week, like this past week and things, and it's just like, no, all right, cool. Like it is what it is, and not supposed to go, like at that. But let me read this again. It says, "And lo, thou art to them that as that thou art unto them that as a very lovely song, and one of them that hath played with hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, and for they hear the words and do them not." So exactly, man. So exactly. So verse 33, and when it come to pass, lo, it will come, they shall know that a prophet hath been among them. Exactly. So, but yeah, man, that's just is what it is. We want to do our own song. This, like Cyrek says, listen, there's this let's go Cyrek real quick. Let's go around it real quick, man. Because this is going, this verse is actually going to like a false prophet test, but but also too, like, since we're going into this, like what, I might start at 20. No, I might get this too. Yeah. What, I want no. Let me get this Deuteronomy 31:19 real quick, and Deuteronomy 30. Then I'm gonna go Revelation real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 19 says, "Now therefore, write this song for you, and teach it to your children. That put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness against the children of Israel." Exactly, man. So that's just is what it is, man. That's just write this song for, teach it to your children, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. So exactly, man. So that's kind of saying that same thing. Like, okay, cool, man. Like I don't want to hear my song. Listen, I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna give y'all another song. Like y'all not gonna like the song, or like y'all want to do your own song. Fine, y'all listen to that. Like when I say song, I ain't talking about like the music person. I'm talking about like doing your own will in this regard, man. Like that's that Revelation 15:3. Because I'm always use this as parabolically as your own will. I'm not like because most of these scriptures in their context, like yeah, they're going to something else. But I'm just making a point. Hopefully that makes sense. Well, not more. The Ezekiel was kind of more lining up. Like I think that was like kind of Well, let's get this Revelation 15:3. "And they sung the song of Moses and the servant of Yahweh, and the song of the Lamb, and great and saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord Yahweh. Just and true are thy ways, King of the saints." So yeah, man, even though like shout out to brother Sammy Firstborn, because he kind of went on his class the other day. He said it's not really written what the song of Moses and the Lamb is, but me, I'm it's me. I speak as a man. Like it's really like kind of like you're going need the laws, of course, of instructions of Moses' law, but also too the grace and testimony, new covenant of Yahweh Shah, the faith. Like that's what that is. You need both. That's just what that is. When I think of that, at least. So, but also too, that's a song. But when you want to do your own song, or like listen to another song, he's gonna give you. He said, no, you could, like, just like Method Man said. Listen, like when them labels like give you the single that you want, they done with you. So same thing with the will. What's that? Keep not company with a singer when it's Iraq. Let's get this real quick. let's see. I think this is. I think it's on the right side. Company with a singer. Let's get that. I want that. That's what I want. Cause I remember being on the. Damn, I remember being on the It might be 34. That's not it. No. I remember being on the. My bad, y'all, with these pauses. Yeah, man. Keep not company with a singer. Oh my gosh. All right, cool. It's all good if I can't find it. Gosh, I remember being on the left. Hold on, y'all. All right, peace. Hold on. All right, peace. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, it says this I'm using aspect because it's going to like it can be going to actual singing, but it's going to like a false prophetess and like her enchantments things of that nature. You know, but I'm using this aspect as in like your own will, like since we're talking about song and things of that nature, like because actually the Winans got a song too. I love probably one of my favorite gospel praise songs ever. Like everything you touch is a song. Because like I think of Revelation 15:3 every time I hear that song. But yeah, man, that's really what it is, man. But let's get that let's get Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, and least thou be taken with her attempt. So yeah, what's this saying? Like spiritually, let's look at this for a minute, man. Because my very house, I said my words is spirit. Let's just listen. Don't keep company like with a woman that's a singer. Like we know Jeremiah 6:2 says like he kens Israel to a comely woman, man. Like, things that nature's wife, a comely woman. So, at least now, so what is it saying? Like, let's look at this spiritually. Like, no, not being caught up with company of like, doing your own will or company of people that want to do that they're their own, like, lust or their own will things. And don't be even the company with that, things of that nature. But also, too, even yourself, man, don't be company to doing your own will, things of that nature. But then Jeremiah, 45 and 5 saying, Jeremiah 14 and 45 and verse 5 says, listen, you're seeking out great things for yourself, doing your own will. And 2 Timothy 3, man, lovers of his own self, lovers and pleasures than of, than your house, than the most on your house child, man. And so that's just is what it is, man. So I used to get those, but I'm kind of like, I just want to quote those verbatim because, like, because yeah, I don't really got too much time left. But it says, yeah, man, exactly. It says, use not much of the, actually, I'm gonna go verse up a little bit, actually verse 8 too, because like it's something that's more of a personal thing. But I'll get back to the point though. It says, use not much company of a woman that is a singer. At least thou be taken with her attempts, man. Because and those two, this is kind of like in a roundabout way. Because if like it's kind of twofold in a sense. Because like now, think about the music now. Like even the word talks about how the music will slowly get like worse and worse. But even when musicians don't even understand that, man. But that's how powerful the Most High Hashem's word is. The word is. But even think about now, man. All the singers that's out now, especially like the female singers out now, they're that's why it's even saying because at least they'll be taken with their attempts, man. Because like they're so sexual and so seductive, man. Things of that nature. So, so even in that aspect, you can look at that like that. But I'm saying as an aspect of this woman, like be company of woman like Jeremiah 6:2, that's a singer. Like people that want like that want to do their own will, do their own thing, not the Most High house as will. Like you can look at it as being unequally yoked and like like other places in Sirach says, listen, or a psalm says a wolf and like Sirach says, what does a wolf and a lamb have to do together? Or like David says, listen, I haven't been in the company of the ungodly things of that nature. I haven't been like things that you can look at it as that, but but also too you with yourself, man, like doing your own will instead of the Most High house as well, man. So His at least I'll be taken with her attempts. And verse 8 is more like, kind of things I need to work on, like turn away from the eye from a beautiful woman, look not on another's beauty, for may have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for her with the love is kindled as a fire. So yeah, man, exactly, man. So like, that's something I need to work on, honestly. Just kind of like, just kind of just like, this every ooh like, even since I write says every bread sweet to every whoremonger. So no, it's like, because I know what this is saying too, because like this is not saying there's nothing wrong with looking at, like, at a beautiful woman. It's not saying that, because Jacob would never met Rachel like that. Jacob saw Rachel and he instantly kissed her, like, so this is not that, but it's more being like excessive, and it's like, every like all bread sweet to whoremonger, or like, just all just looking at different, like, uh everything that passed by. Like certain things, like, you listen, man, because like just like, have pretty much having self-control, man. Like, listen, it's okay, listen, you see a beautiful woman, all right, cool. Like, yeah, that's why I said turn that eye away. It's like, okay, you can see, because like it says turn that eye at a beautiful, because it's like, one, you're actually, if you're really looking at it, you see it, but it's like you look at it and just more like, okay, she's beautiful, and it's like not get too caught up in that, and like trying to pretty much yeah, man, it's looking at everything, like, just like, everything passed by, man. Because it is too. This always, when I think of scripture, it always brings me back to this story, this time. But it was like 2014, almost 10 years ago. It was like, oh man, I'm a big movie buff. I like going to movies, but it's when like the movies really popping, man. It's like even pre-COVID, like, pre-pandemic, because I say pandemic, but pre-COVID. And it's like, man, I was walking to a movie. I forgot. I don't remember what movie y'all seen, but there's a actually verse 5. It kind of goes into what verse 6 goes into, man. A certain Jake, man, a certain brother came to me. He said he's walking. Then he said, well, I was walking to my movies walking. He said, man, he looked at me. He said, man, where the hoes at? I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. I was just like, it's more of that. It's just like, I was thinking, I was like, bro, I'm here seeing what, I'm not worried about that right now. He said, man, where the hoes at? I was just like, I was cracking up, man. That was the most funniest thing, one of the funniest things that ever happened, man. I was just like, Jake is wild, man. But yeah, verse 7. Let's look at verse 7. Let's look at the birth above, since we just mentioned that. Look not around about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou solitary place thereof. So exactly. So that's going to, like, looking for prostitute. Where's the hoes at, man? She was a spot in West Philly I grew up in. It's sad, man. This is like, prostitutes all on that, like that Wild Lucent Avenue in front of that cemetery, man. It's just sad, but just looking to their eyes, they don't want to do it, man. It's just really sad. But it is too. Let me get this too. It says, look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander that thou in the solitary place thereof. So yeah, man. Jeremiah 14:10 says what Jeremiah 14 says. Listen, our people love to wander. So Jake, they love doing that. So it is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is with that, man. Doing your own will, in glory and rejection, or like, I don't even know what to call, because it's like, one, there's one is for a betterment to affliction, also too. It's like I could kind of place this in the glory of being rejected. It's kind of amalgamation of both. So yeah, man. Hopefully it's edifying. Cause peace. Cause yeah, I gotta go. So peace. Oh shoot.